So good day everyone, this is Kaylee Sergayo, second year AB Political Science student from Western Institute of Technology. So ngayon, I'm going to discuss the 9th article in the Constitution which pertains to Constitutional Commission, namely the Civil Service Commission, the Commission on Elections, and the Commission on Audit. So in the Constitutional Commission, it explains the scope and function of the three agencies which I mentioned earlier. The compositions and qualification of each of these commissions are also discussed in this video. So let's proceed. In section 1, sorry, but I think I forgot to put it here in PPT, but anyway, in section 1 states that the Constitutional Commission which shall be independent are the Civil Service Commission, the Commission on Elections, and the Commission on Audit. But the question is, why should they be independent? Well, it is because they have to perform key function in the government. It is an order for this commission to protect their integrity. So let's proceed in the next slide. Disabilities of members on holding other offices during the continuance of office. Actually, it is the section 2 of the common provision, but I just shortened it kasi masyado siyang mahaba. So that we can easily understand section 2, it's stated here that no member of the Constitutional Commission may hold any other office while he is in tenure. Like for example, you own a company or ikaw yung CEO ng, let's say, Pepsi Cola. So sa section 2, mahigpit na ipinagbabawal na hindi ka maaaring humawak ng anumang pwesto sa kumpanya or ibang trabaho kapag ikaw ay nakaupo sa pwesto. So this provision is to avoid the members of the commission from their responsibilities or subject them to pressure at the end of the nations para mapunan nila ng tama at makapag-focus sila sa kanilang tungkulin. Salaries shall not be decreased during their tenure. So sa section 3, pinoprotektahan ang salary ng chairman at ng commissioners, which shall be free from domination. When we say domination, ito yung pagkaltas ng sahod. So, free from domination during the continuance of their office. Appointing power with regards to its officials and employees belong to the constitutional commissions according to section 4. However, it must be kept in mind that such appointments are still subject to the civil service law and rules. So in section 5 provides that the commission shall enjoy fiscal autonomy. Their approved annual appropriations shall be automatically regularly released. So in this section, it simply provides that it shall not be subject to pre-audit. The no report, no release of COA may not be enforced against offices that are vested with fiscal autonomy. Therefore, Department of Budget may not retain a portion of any amount. So in section 6, further illustrates the independence of the commission as it says that each commission in bank may promulgate its own rules concerning pleadings and practice before it or before any of its offices. Such rules, however, it shall not diminish, increase, or modify substantive rights. So in relation to section 6, we have here FUNA versus chairman. So the main question here is what happens if there is any conflict between a rule promulgated by the commission and the rule of court. So if the proceeding is done before the commission, the rules of the commission shall prevail, but if it is before the court, the rules of the latter will be used. Can the SC question the validity of the rule of commission? General rule is no. An exemption to this is when the commission violates the Constitution and the court exercises the power of judicial review. So in section 7, provide is for how each commission shall decide. It states that each commission shall decide by a majority vote of all its members any case or any matter brought before within 60 days from the date of its submission for decision or resolution. A case or matter is then submitted for decision of or his resolution upon the filing of the last pleading, brief or memorandum required by the rules of the Commission or by the Commission itself, unless otherwise provided by the Constitution or by law. Any decision, order, or ruling of each Commission may be brought to the Supreme Court and certiorari by the aggrieved party within 30 days from receipt of a copy thereof. Even though the section provides for the mandatory period of 60 days, failure for decision to be rendered within the said period does affect the merits of the case, but nevertheless, the case should be decided as soon as possible. So, further illustrate the topic is the case of Gualberto de la Lana versus chairperson of COA. It is about a petition for certiorari questioning the correctness of decision and orders of the COA reviewable by the court. In this case, the court held the decision and orders of inquiry reviewable by the court via petition of certiorari. So when we say certiorari, ito yung isang sulat sa pagsusuri na inilabas. Ito yung inilabas ng higher court to the lower court. Ito yung isang paraan upang masuri ng appellate court ang isang mas mababang desisyon sa korte. Kung ang isang appellate court, when we say appellate court, yun yung korte na may otoridad na pakinggan ang mga apela. So, sa appellate court, ay naglabas ng kapag ang appellate court ay naglabas ng isang sertipiko, ibig sabihin, sumasang-ayon itong kunin or pagbigyan ang apela. However, this refers to the session and orders which were rendered by the COA and its quasi-judicial capacity. Thereof, circulars are not reviewable by certiorari. Nonetheless, the court has in the past since fit to step and resolve petitions despite their being the subject of an improper remedy and of the public important issues raised there in the court can use its authority to set aside areas of practice or technicalities procedure including the aforementioned technical defects of the petition and resolve the merits of a case na may ganoong seryosong mga paratang ng paglabag sa konstitusyon. So let's move on to the discussion of each commission, starting off with a CSC or Civil Service Commission. So the Civil Service Commission, which acts as a central personal agency of the government, this mandated to adopt measures to promote moral, efficiency, integrity, responsiveness, progressiveness, and courtesy in the bureaucracy. It is also tasked to strengthen the merit and reward system within government agencies, integrate human resources development programs for all levels and ranks, institutionalize a climate conducive to transparency and accountability. So the career service eligibility examinations, or also known as a civil service exam for prospective government officers and employees, are also being administered with the CSC. So the civil service oriented a professional and body of men who have made of the government service a lifetime career. So sila yung mga police officer natin, yung postal worker, yung mga legislator under sila sa state, local, and federal government para mag-provide ng service sa taong bayan. So the CSC is composed of one chairman and 2 commissioners. So the qualifications of the members are natural born, at least 35 years old with proven capacity for public administration. So hindi required na meron kang experience or knowledge sa law para maging qualified kang member ng CSC. Dahil ang position ay nangangailangan ng merong kakayahang pang-administrative kaysa sa legal competence, not a candidate for any elective position, not a candidate for any position in the election. So sa mga requirements na ito, tinitiyak na walang kinikilingan ang politika. So, nasa Section 6 na kung matalo ang kandidato sa election, ganun din na disqualified na siya for appointment or reappointment sa kahit anong office sa government or sa kahit anong government owned sa loob ng isang taong kasunod ng halalan. So, ang purpose nito ay para itigil ang kasanayan kung saan ang isang politika ay naghahangad ng isang posisyon na kahit natalo siya, maaari pa rin siyang maitalaga sa office o maibalik sa dati niyang posisyon. So, the term of the chairman holds office for 7 years, a commissioners for 5 years, and other commissioners without reappointment. So, bakit sila iba-iba ng termino? Ito ay upang to give continuity to the commission sa pamamagitan ng isang commissioner lamang ang mag-expired bawat 2 taon. Dahil kapag sabay-sabay na mag-expired ang kanilang termino, syempre mababakante ang pwesto at dapat ang termino ng 3 commissioner ay magsimula sa kaparehong petsa or common date. So, when we say merit system, it is a selection of an appointee based on the merit and fitness. So, sa pagpili ng appointee, meron personal na qualification para sa kakayahan or ability to perform the official task. A person's qualification in this regard are to be determined by competitive examination as far as practicable. Pero, kung hindi naman practicable ang competitive examination, meron pa rin isang methods of determining merit and fitness. Maaring imbestigahan ang school records, ang achievement of a character relevant to the position to be filled, and experience in actual work. So, nakasaad din sa Presidential Decree number 907, graduating with honors earned under the competitive atmosphere of the academic community is as good as qualifying mark in a competitive examination to determine merit and excellence for public employment. So, malaking points if you graduate with honors kasi nakikita dito kung gaano ka-competitive. It's like same lang ng points if you graduate with honors and sa qualifying mark mo in a qualifying mark mo in competitive examination. You know what I mean? So, let's proceed. Policy determining, ito ay isang tulad ng miyembro ng cabinet na kung saan pinagkalooban sila ng kapangyarihan to formulate policies for the government or alin sa mga ahensya, subdivision, or instrumentalities nito. Primarily confidential, where occupants enjoys more than the ordinary confidence of the appointing power, but bears such close intimacy which relieves the latter from misgivings of betrayal of a personal trust on confidential matter of the state, like the private secretary, like secretary ng Sangguniang Bayan, secretary of the city mayor, and ang mga confidential agents of the office of the auditor, and etc. So, yung highly technical naman, sila naman dito yung nag-possess ng skill or training in the supreme or superior degree like that of the like some scientists. So, ang mga may hawak ng confidential na posisyon ay nagtataglay ng kapangyarihan na magtalaga. For example, private secretaries of a certain officers, confidential agents. Ayon sa Korte Suprema, when pleasure turns into displeasure, the incumbent o ang nanungkulan is not removed from the office, but his term merely expires in much the same way that a person who has fixed term of office is not removed upon the expiration of his term. So, nakasaad din sa garantiya ng seguridad sa panunungkulan or security of tenure na no officer or employee of the Civil Service Commission shall be removed or suspended except for the cause as provided by law. Hindi sila basta-basta masususpend or madidismiss except kung napatunayan silang may sala as provided by law or after due process. Na kung tapat naman sila sa kanilang paglilingkod ay maaaring maging kumpiyansa na manatili sila sa kanilang posisyon hanggat ginagawa nila ng maayos at mahusay ang kanilang gawain. So, ang purpose ng CSC is to form a professionalized body of public servants possessing a certain degree of training and competence. So, ito yung sinabi ko kanina na ang CSC ang nag-a-administer ng civil service exam para sa mga government employees. So, sila yung mga police officer natin, postal worker, yung mga legislator under sila sa state, local, and federal government para mag-provide ng service para sa taong bayan. So, prohibitions defeated candidate in an election is disqualified for appointment or reappointment to any office in the government within 1 year following such election, except in barangay election. Sa gaya ng sinabi ko rin kanina na nasa Section 6 na kung matalo ang kandidato sa eleksyon, ganon din na disqualified na siya for appointment or reappointment sa kahit anong office sa government or sa kahit anong government-owned sa loob ng isang taong kasunod ng halalan. So, ang purpose nito ay para itigil ang kasanayan na kung saan ang isang politika ay masyadong naghahangad ng isang posisyon na kahit natalo siya, maaari pa rin siyang maitalaga sa office o maibalik sa dati niyang posisyon. Kumbaga, give chance to other ba? Char. So, yun nga, yung elective official are ineligible for appointment. So, ang mga official ay hindi karapat-dapat sa appointment and against double additional or indirect compensation. So, let's proceed sa Commission on Election. And Section 1 of the Commission on Election stated the composition, which is composed of 1 chairman and 6 commissioners. Unlike sa dalawang constitutional commission agencies na meron lang silang dalawang commissioner, dito naman sa COMELEC is 6 commissioners. Qualification, which commissioner should be natural-born Filipino citizens. Support the local dapat, char. The joke lang. And at least 35 years of age at the time of appointment, holder of degree in college, and majority thereof, including the chairman, shall be member of the Philippine Bar who have been engaged in the practice of law at least 10 years. So sa chairman and commissioners, ang president ang mag-a-appoint sa kanila with the consent, of course, of Commission of Appointments. Sa unang mga hinirang o naluklok sa pwesto, ang 3 miyembro ay dapat umupo sa pwesto for 7 years, ang 2 naman for 5 years, at ang panghuli ay ang 3 miyembro for 3 years naman sila without reappointment din. Ang appointment sa anumang bakante ay para lamang sa hindi nag-expired na ang termino. And no case, hindi dapat italaga ang sinumang miyembro na umupo pansamantala. So in the election period, the period 90 days before the election day and 30 days thereafter, the first 90 days in the campaign period. So within this election period, the Supreme Court in 2014 in Kusing versus COMELEC emphasized the prohibition that no public official shall, except upon authority of the Commission, shall make or cause any transfer or detail any public officer or employee in the civil service, including public school teachers. Hindi rin pwede na mag-appoint ng bagong employees or mag-promote o dagdagan ang kanilang sahod during the 40 days before a regular election and 30 days before a special election. So, regular election, ito yung election for president, vice president, mga senador, and ganon. And then yung special election is yung mga punong election for punong barangay, kagawad, mga kongresista, mayor. So ito yung mga hindi pwedeng gawin within election period. So the COMELEC is a primary government agency responsible for the conduct of regular and special election. The country is similar to other constitutional commissions. The COMELEC is an independent and physically autonomous body, free from political interference or influence from the 3 branches of the government, which makes possible to conduct for free, fair and honest elections. So according to the Constitution, the COMELEC shall exercise and perform different powers functions. They perform executive as well as judicial functions, such as to enforce laws, relative to the conduct of elections, to decide election contests, decide all questions affecting elections, to deputize law enforcement agencies, to register political parties, and to accredit its citizens' arms. Also, it is also to file a petition, investigate and prosecute, to recommend measures and removal or disciplinary actions, and to submit reports. So lastly, we have the Commission as the anti-graft and corruption body of the government, which is the Commission of Audit, or COA. So the Commission of Audit is composed of one chairman and two commissioners. The chairman and the commissioner shall be appointed by the president with the consent of Commission of Appointees for a term of 7 years without reappointment. So sa mga na-appoint, chairman shall hold office for 7 years, one commissioners for 5 years, and other commissioners for 3 years without reappointment. For the qualifications naman of the members, they must be a natural born citizen of the Philippines. They must at least 35 years of age at the time of their appointment. They must be certified with not less than 10 years of auditing experience or numbers of the Philippine bar who have been engaged in the practice of law for at least 10 years. They must not have been candidates for any elected position in the election preceding their appointment. So the COA, which was established to audit, examine, and settle all accounts pertaining to the revenue funds, expenditures, and property owned or held interest by government agencies, including other constitutional commission, government-owned or controlled corporations, autonomous state colleges and universities, and non-governmental entities receiving subsidy or equity from or through the government, because other functions and powers as provided for in the Constitution shall promulgate accounting and auditing rules and regulations, including those for the prevention and disallowance of irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or questionable expenditure or uses of government funds and properties. They should submit also annual reports to the President and Congress on the financial condition and operation of the government. They may recommend measures to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the government operations. They shall keep the general accounts of the government and preserve vouchers and the supporting papers pertaining thereto. With all of this said, those are the three constitutional commission of the government contained Article 9 of the 1987 Constitution. And thank you for listening, guys.